Sapphire waarvan hy gepraat het, natuurlijk die van Graham Duxbury. En Graham Duxbury op die voorste wegspringposisie met sy Sasol Ford Sapphire 1 minuut 28,84 secondes, 2 secondes vinniger as Willie Hepburn in daardie Seibert Opel rekord met die groot V8 engine. Tony Viana in die BMW M35 in die derde wegspringposisie en langsom is dit Iver Rasch in die Mazda RX-7, die eerste van die motors in klas B. Johan Coetzee, die nuwe Wesbank gemodifiseerde sedanmotorkampioen in die verskoning in die 5de wegspringposisie in sy Skyline, sy Gearmax Skyline, en dan 6de is dit Dick Sorensen in 'n soortgelyke motor, ook in Nissan Skyline, al twee van hulle natuurlik motors in klas B. Hierdie is die groot kanonne van Suid-Afrikaanse motorsport, die groot engines, en hulle het reeds groot opwinding gelewer op Suid-Afrikaanse renbane dwars deur die land. Hulle is weg op hulle opwarmingsronde, die voorbokmotor wat gaan hulle om die baan gaan lei, en as hulle weer verbykom, dan gaan ons sien hoe hulle die volgende 10 rondes gaan afval. Ons sien nie die ander gereelde deelnemers hier vandag nie. Sarel van der Merwe se Audi Quattro Turbo is ongelukkig nie daar nie, maar hier kan ons verwag dat tussen Duxbury, Hepburn en Viana daar werklik letterlik en figuurlik vandag die vonke gaan spak. Iver Rasch van King Williamstown, wat nog altyd baie goeie rekenskap van homself gekeerd is, ook daar in klas B motor. Dan sien we Ben Morgenrood in die ander klas A motor, die Mazda 323 met sy dubbele rotor engine wat hy self ontwikkel het hier in die Randfontein by sy werkswinkel, is ook daar, en Ben het al reeds natuurlik ook baanrekords opgestel op al die renbane in Suid-Afrika. Ben is ook 'n man wat baie maklik hierdie wedren kan wen. As dit reën, dan kan ek u beloof, gaan daar letterlik vonke spat en gaan hier 'n baie interessante wedren voorlê. Maar hierdie Ford Sapphire van Graham Duxbury, werklik ongelooflik vinnig, en indien hy die motor op die einde, tot aan die einde van hierdie wedren kan bring, dan kan hy waarskynlik verseker wees van 'n oorwinning. Maar in hierdie wedrenne kan enigiets gebeur natuurlik, en enigiets gebeur gewoonlik ook in hierdie wedrenne. Nie waar nie, Roger?
Well, certainly that's what is going to be. The heat's certainly going to be on in this one. Willie Hepburn going to hound him, hound Graham Duxbury. The little problem with the gearbox of the Sasol Ford Sapphire that gave trouble the last time, of course, has been fixed. It was a linkage problem on the outside. Willie Hepburn's taking up his rightful position alongside him, so you've got a big V8 of 5.7 litre, that Seibert Caltex V8 record. You've got that 2 litre turbocharged Ford Sapphire coming down towards us. And there's a surprise entry for today's racing, all the way from King Williamstown. Iver Rasch has come up, much to the disappointment of the Wesbank champion this year. That's Johan Coetzee, was hoping to have a trouble-free run without Iver Rasch to worry. He's in that Mazda RX-7, you can see the height of the one. And alongside Johan Coetzee is Dick Sorensen. And a little further back in Class E, it's a 1300 car. You can see the black one coming around now. That's Henny van der Linde's little boy Sean, who's done so well. 2 lap records, 2 wins in 2 races, and here they come. And the man who's got the jump on everybody has got to be Duxbury. He's got to be ahead as they cross the line. Nobody's allowed to be in front of him, so he dictates the speed that he wants to come across the line. As they move up to the line, it's still Duxbury by car length. It's Willie Hepburn and a big truck and Tony Viana. That motor car, that Winfield BMW, sounding magnificent, and right on the beam here now. He's never been down to the 1 minute 30 mark. He's on it right now. And Tony Viana, don't discount him. Rasch is in there. There's Willie Hepburn going for the front now. He's got him in the inside. We've got a new leader. Pole position man has gone back to second position. He's using all that big power. There's Kevin Greaves on the left-hand side. That's Seibert Porsche. There's Gary Dunkley. Then there's Larry Wolford. Lovely shots there as they go through the top of Odessa. Start climbing the hill, and there's the Winfield BMW in second position. The Ford's gone back to third. And Ben Morgenrood's moving up in that little state-of-the-art Mazda 323. He's going to be off to America shortly to look for a triple rotor motor, as they call it, coming around Wesbank for the first time. Dick Sorensen's keeping the pressure on in Class B. That's for cars up to 3,600 cc's. And Willie Hepburn goes down that hill like we've never seen him, like an absolute bomb as he comes down there. It's Tony Viana in that low, sleek Winfield BMW. He's never sounded better. It's a straight 6, 24-valve, 6-cylinder. And what a job that team has done on that motor car. Graham Duxbury's now in third position. They're all very much together. Hepburn's got the lead at the moment. The BMW goes through on the inside. No. He takes back second position. Does Graham Duxbury in that Sasol Ford. The BMW stays right in there with him. Then it's Ben Morgenrood keeping the heat up there as they finish 1 lap. And that big roar from that V8 as he comes through. Oh, it's just the ground thunders under your feet as he comes through, and they're always up and jumping when they see these V8s in action. no doubt about it, excites South African crowd, and Duxbury starts putting the pressure on. Very quick, the handling's very good. The Bernie Mariner team, unfortunately, is going to be leaving them now. Has done a tremendous amount of work on this motorcar. It's really state of the art. Only the shell on the outside is sapphire. The rest, the chassis is a beautiful aluminium construction. The suspension, Ashley's had some doings on the suspension as Duxbury goes up, and he's stuck right under Willie Hepburn Staley, looking for a place to pass him on the outside.
En gaan net maak nie. Willie Hepburn wat nog steeds die binneste lyn het daar deur Wesbank draai. Met Graham Duxbury wat baie kort op sy hakke is daar, en Tony Viana is ook daar. Ben Morgan het so 'n bietjie teruggesak, maar hierdie drie manne is besig om nou werklik hierdie pad baie warm aan te maak. Deur die ECU draai in die Continental en die vonke spat letterlik en figuurlik. Jy kan sien die vlamme spat uit aan die buitekant van die deur die uitlaatstelsel van daai motor, soos wat die ratte verwissel word. Dit is die kenmerk van 'n turbo aangejaagde motor. Iver Raas wat op die oomblik voorloop in klas B. Hy is 5de algeheel. Die eerste 4 motors, allemaal klas A motors. Dit is motors met engines tot en met 5,7 liter. Groter as 3,5 liter. En hier is het die oorlog tussen Hepburn, Duxbury en Viana. En Viana wat daai groot motor van hom sommer dwars deur daardie draai gooi. En die skare is absoluut op hulle voete. En wat gaan gebeur? Dit lyk my so 'n bietjie gestamp en stoot hy daar deur Kans draai. Hier kan nog enige iets gebeur. Hier is geensins 'n maklike voorspelling om te sê wie gaan hierdie wedren wen nie. Betroubaarheid was nog altyd 'n probleem vir hierdie motors wat absoluut op die grens van die tegnologiese ontwikkeling is. En Tony Viana is by. Tony is daar so en hy gaan binnekort probeer om daardie tweede plek van Graham Duxbury af te neem deur die eerste en die tweede van die Topsport esse. En Duxbury voel al klaar baie beter as die vorige wedren. Want die vorige wedren het sy motor se radkas nie gehou eers tot in hierdie stadium nie. En as hy dit kan hou, dan gaan hy hier vandag werklik vir 'n sensasie sorg, soos ek gesê het in die begin van die wedren. Dit maak nie saak wat in die verlede gebeur het nie. Hy wil net hierdie wedren wen vandag. En daar het ons die posisie na die eerste 2 rondes. Eerste in klas B is dit Iver Raas, hy is in die 5de algeheel gevolg deur Ron Coetzee wat alreeds die kampioenskap agter sy naam verkroon gaan hê. Op die oomblik in die 7de plek Dick Sorensen in sy Skyline en 8ste is Gary Dunkerley in sy Porsche. Almal van hulle van die Cyber span. Nou die aandag beslis gevestig hier op die 3 groot kanonne van Suid-Afrikaanse motorsport in klas A vir Wesbank gemodifiseerde sedan motors. Willie Hepburn, klein Willie Hepburn met daardie eislike motor en Duxbury probeer aan die binnekant. Gaan hy maak? Ja. Duxbury is deur aan die binnekant van die NPN, maar Hepburn gaan nie opgee nie. Hepburn in die binneste lyn vir National Panasonic. Wat gaan gebeur? Hepburn gaan hom aan die binnekant neem, maar Duxbury probeer aan die buitekant neem. En dit is, voor die kuipe is hier groot chaos. Ongelukkig vir hom, hy baie hard probeer, maar die motor se engine in gang gehou. Hy staan aan die buitekant en hy is weg. Hy het baie hard geprobeer. Graham Duxbury, hy is nou af na die 5de plek. Reg voor die kuiper het gebeur. Die aerodynamika van daardie motor gaan beïnvloed word omdat daardie voorste lugskort nou beskadig is. Willie Hepburn en Tony Viana trek weg. Maar Graham Duxbury gaan beslis nie opgee nie. Duxbury wat op die oomblik in die 5de plek is en is net kort agter Ben Morgan. Kom ons kyk hier wat het gebeur is. Die binnekant van daardie draai, dis National Panasonic aan die begin van die hoofvouwvak. Hy sit hom heeltemal aan die buitekant van die draai, daai gladde motor van bande van hom kan nie die vasklou kry daar aan die buitekant van die draai nie en ongelukkig 'n probleem daar vir Duxbury.
Henrik, I think Graham Duxbury is so glad when that car got mobile again that he's still in the race, because more than anything else he wants to win this race, not only for himself but for the 4 team. George Bezaidnout out in the little BP Nissan Sentra. It's a very pretty little motor car that has won the championship in the 1600cc class this year. But it's a straight fight now with Willie Hepburn and with Tony Viana. It's the big 5.7 litre Opel carrying a lot of weight. It's the Winfield BMW, and they are going to have a straight fight to the end of this race. But Duxbury could be back in the picture. Luckily it's happened early in the race. They've just done the 3 laps with 7 to go, and Graham Duxbury's going to pull out all stops. Ben Morgan, who's coming down the road in 3rd position, he comes on strong, very strong as the race gets on. He always sits back and watches the action and then starts to play his cards right as he gets near the end of the race. It's Willie Hepburn, that big V8, and it just leaves black lines on the road, but Viana's coming past him. Viana got the better grip on the road, but there's the drag race. Here comes Morganroo. And the next one, the Ford is coming. The Ford is coming. This is going to be one of his great drives. Graham Duxbury is pulling out, so he's got that turbo. The problem with the turbo is that when you really turn it up, the heat goes up, the heat gauges go up in the engine. It's heavy on the gearbox, it's heavy on the differential, but he's not worrying about it. 4 laps are gone in this race, and it's neck and neck. That Sabat Opel is neck and neck with that Winfield BMW. Those 2 red white cars are going for each other. This is terminal stuff. It's the end of the season. This is the fling of all flings here. They've got nothing to lose in this one. Sorrel van der Merwe won the A class in the Audi. B went to Jan Coetzee and the overall Wesbank Championship. Great driving by most competitive racing drivers. They come up on the slow runners. Here they come up on the slow cars. They move over. These sunbeam giants come past them. Down the one mine shaft, and it takes a man with a big heart to be able to put it down this hill. As you can see now, you can see what the extent of this hill is like. It's so steep. When you're coming down it, the temptation is to lift or go down to a lower gear. But this they're not doing. As the Winfield BMW is putting the pressure on that Sabre Caltex Opel in a big way as they come down the Arwa Hill. Here's a slow man coming down here as they come down. It looks like it's Mike Summer. He's going to be fast, and here comes the Ford. The Ford has got past Morganwood. This is going to be Duxbury's greatest drive. He's turning up all the taps on this car. Never mind the heat, what the gearbox has to stand, what the diff has to stand. Duxbury's mobile. We'll see him in picture. Watch this for drag race. Brianna says it's time to come past, and Hepburn says, no, it's not. 3 car lengths, 4 car lengths, 5 car lengths as they come up the slow track. Here comes the Ford. Here comes the Ford. He's pulling out all stops. Is it going to be able to last with this sort of horsepower? Pushing out nearly 600 horsepower. Graham Duxbury is driving the race of his life to catch up to as the aerodynamics are gone in the front. The aerodynamics are gone around the back wheel. It's not worrying him. Morganwood staying in there in the Autofit Mazda. What a great performance. As I say, going over to America shortly. And Duxbury is going to be amongst those front runners. We've just passed the halfway mark. We've got 4.5 laps to go.
En hier gaan ons nog sien wat gebeur wanneer Duxbury besluit dat hy nou nog meer kan druk as wat hy op die oomblik maak. Nog steeds 'n geweldige stryd. Kyk hoe naby is Duxbury nou alreeds aan Viana en Hepburn. En die motor se bande laat sulke swart strepe as hulle daar deur die draai kom. Duxbury wat beslis hier al moontlike trucs probeer en die vinnigste ronde reeds agter sy naam 1 minuut 29 sekondes. En ek sê vir u vir 3,8 km op hierdie baan is 1 minuut 29 besonder vinnig. En hy is besig om al nader te kom met Viana. Viana werk baie hard agter die stuur soos jy kan sien. En elke keer wat hulle deur daai draai kom, dan lê die swart rubberstrepe soos wat daai groot breë gladde agterbande daai krag op die pad neersit. En Duxbury is by. Die wolke is besig om saam te pak. Gaan ons reeds sien in hierdie wedren, dit kan wees. En dit kan die toneel natuurlik heeltemal verander. Graham Duxbury kom nader aan Viana. Willie Hepburn het 'n gaping opgetrek. Ek dink Viana het 'n probleem. Ek dink Viana dalk 'n probleem as ons sien hoe ongeveer die wedren, maar Duxbury is beslis besig om nader te kom aan Viana en daar's nie so groot gaping meer tussen hulle tussen hom en Willie Hepburn nie, maar die krag van daardie Opel V8 liter enjin is net iets ongeloofliks hier in die hoofbouwak af. Die stadiger motors kan ook natuurlijk invloed uitoefen. Gelukkig weet hulle dat die voorlopers besig is om verby te kom en gee hulle pad, want ek dink dit is absoluut vreesaanjaend as jy terug in jou triespieeltjie kyk en hierdie drie groot motors kom van agteraf op jou afgestorm, dan dink ek gee jy maar so ver as moontlik pad, want daar is geen genade nie. As jy in 'n pad is, dan dink ek gaan hulle vir jou in die slag laat bly. Steeds Hepburn, Viana, Duxbury. Morgenrit nog steeds in die 4de plek. Algarage eerste in Klas B is in 5de plek. Johan Coetzee is in die 6de plek. Dick Sorens in die 7de en Gary Duncan is in die 8de plek. Viana probeer nie binnekant. Wesbank draai. En Duxbury is besig, dink ek, net om sy kans af te wag, want as hierdie twee manne so hard jaag in die na 6 rondes, is dit die presies, as hierdie manne so hard jaag, dan kan enigiets nog gebeur. Duxbury kan hierdie wedren nog wen. Duxbury kan hierdie wedren nog wen. Die eerste keer van het die motor ontwikkel is in die seisoen, kan hy hierdie wedren kyk hoe dwars sit, hebben daar die motor, die stadige motorkies is beslis bezig hier om 'n factor te word. En dit kan op die ouwe nog die uitslag van hierdie wedren bepaal. Sien die klas E motorkies wat daar agterkant kort. En Duxbury doen dit in die binnekant van NTN, ja. En Viana se motor is op die buitekant van die draai, die stof, die staan soos jy kan sien. Hy moes net eenvoudig pad gee daar. Duxbury is 'n man wat gehoord is en kyk net hoe hard probeer Viana en hy kom dwars. Hy beheer hom uitstekend, is ongelooflik. Dit is 'n man met 'n groot hart daar wat weet hoe 'n motor te hanteer en Viana hou sy motor onder beheer. Hy is nog steeds in die wedren. Duxbury is natuurlik 'n man wat reeds sportwedrenne gejaag het. Sportmotorwedrenne gejaag het. Hy het nou 24 uur gewen saam met Sarel van der Merwe. Dit is soos hy daai posisie ingeneem het. Dit is soos wat hy by Viana verbygekom het. Ek weet nie of hulle mekaar geraak het. Dit lyk so daar's 'n stuk van die bakwerk wat spat het mekaar geraak. En Viana het 'n skitterende manier vir daai vervoer om daardie motor vir hom onder beheer te hou.
Well, I tell you that he's got tunnel vision to win. He's got so much resting on his shoulders, all the work that Bernie Marin and the team have put into preparing that motor car and testing and trying it out. And it's now race ready to go winning. Well, that's what they think. Of course, he's up against this tremendous opposition. Bernie Marin is leaving Ford at the end of the year. He's going to Volkswagen. He's already taken them through to a South African production car win with Neil Brink in the Ford lays in the production motor cars, and he'd love to finish this year with this season with Ford with a win in this motor car. But the man stopping him is Willie Hepburn, and that big Sabre and Opel is up in the front there, and he's not going to let him pass easy. You can see the tyres are starting to smoke. They are so hot on that road. And Tony Viana is giving his all. Don't discount that man, Viana, lying in third position at the moment. There was parts of the Winfield BMW winter missing as Duxbury came through. The smoke coming up, that could just be a rocker chamber leaking oil there. It happened yesterday afternoon in practice, and Duxbury is mobile. There's a big cooling tube trying to get cool air into that engine. The exhaust pipe's out the side. That's where the flames come from, just behind the front wheel. He's looking for a place to pass with just those 2 laps to go. And Willie Hepburn can make that wide car very, very wide. He's going to be a new Sabre Opel next year, maybe with a turbocharged engine, maybe with another big V8. It's going to have a new chassis from Delta Motor Corporation. The Opel chassis, the same as they get in the Opel records, with all the hang-on bits, these big performance bits. Handling this tremendous horsepower, 640 horses. It's Grand Prix horsepower too for Tony Viana's car and for Ben Morganroot's Autofit Mazda, as I say, going off to America. Ivor Roche is leading Class B. Johan Coetzee comes next. Dick Sorensen, there's nothing between those three, and Gary Dunkley's in the picture as well in the Sabre 4. So they're very, very close indeed. We're down to a lap and a half. There's a smoking Opel stopping in Graham Duxbury from winning. He's got him as he comes out of Wesbank. They're neck and neck, and there's a small car on the way, and Willie Hepburn's not going to let him get away. Willie Hepburn is going to fight this to the finish. That is for sure. As they come up on those slow cars, get out of the way, he says. And that Simon Frobler has never been passed so quickly. He's got these 3 giants of Wesbank Racing coming through the outside. He looked in his mirrors, he saw red, white and blue motor cars. He thought, get out of my way. Where can I get to on this Conti course as I come down the hill? We've got a lap and a half to go. 2 corners and a lap to go. And Willie Hepburn smoking. He's smoking those tyres on the road. The big red lights are on there. Graham Duxbury puts those ventilated discs on as hard as he can. The aerodynamics are gone on the front. That Ford is battered. Sassel are going to be thrilled about this, but Duxbury's not bowed at the moment. It's the last lap, and Hepburn doesn't give up, nor does Viana, and nor does, for that matter, does Ben Morganroot. The other cars there, Ivor Roche is just ahead of Johan Coetzee. Pity we're not seeing this, but with this race on in the front here, we just can't get back to that B-class dice that is going on at the moment. For second and third, smoking or not, and Viana's looking for a place to pass. It's Duxbury in the front. There's another few chances coming as they go up that Wesbank Hill. Those tyres are red hot. They were 148 degrees. Temperature centigrade yesterday on this road. That was something like 50 degrees on the top. And Duxbury goes through in the front, and Viana's making a move. This freestater from Welkom is making a move. Hepburn is going to fight that to the finish. He's finished races before now with that differential on that Opel glowing white hot, and he's prepared to push that motor car as hard as it'll go right to the end. It's the end of the season. There's a new car coming up shortly. He's got nothing to lose. There's all Viana's working that car through Conti there. He's got it sideways. Look at it. How can they drive motor cars at that speed? Those heavy saloons, like something like 1,300 kilograms. The Grand Prix car's 500. These are nearly 3 times the weight of a Grand Prix car with that sort of horsepower. And it's going to be Duxbury. There's going to be thrills in that camp this afternoon. They're going to celebrate long into the night if they win this one, as it looks like they're going to do. But it's a pity that anybody had to come second and third in this race, but you can't take it away from Graham Duxbury. What a win for this man. From having a prang, he got back on the road. Viana's still trying to come to the line. Graham Duxbury in the Sasol. Ford Safa wins it. He'll be thrilled out of his mind with that. Willie Hepburn in the Sabre at Caltex. Opel is in second position, and third was the Winfield BMW of Tony Viana from the Free State. And in Class B, Ivor Roche taking it from, he's in the Hyperspace Mazda. Johan Coetzee in the Sabre, in the Gearmax Skyline. Then it was Sorensen in the Sabre Skyline. In Class C, it was Dave Repsol won it. Class D was number 58, and that was Simon Frobler. And Class E was number 82, and that's Sean van der Linde in the Autocrypt Golf. That's the racing in the Wesbank Modified Saloons. A great win to end the season by Graham Duxbury.